Good day, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Now, today, let's take up a new topic in Autodesk Inventor. I'm talking about array, and in Autodesk Inventor, it could be rectangular or circular. So we have the rectangular pattern tool, and then we have the circular pattern tool. Huh? So if I have now Inventor open for me, and then I create a new sketch, for example, let's say I will create a sketch here. Let's create, for example, a rectangle starting at this point. Let's say I value 50 again by 100. So this is my rectangle. I click on Finish Sketch, and then I go with the Extrude tool. Let's say I go opposite direction and I click on OK. So what I have is this. Okay. Now, when we talk of creating a pattern, and that is a rectangular pattern, this is the icon used in Inventor. So this is the rectangular pattern tool. And how to use it, let's say we create a sketch on this face. Okay, we create as a sketch on this face. Now let's project the whole geometry of this face, and then let me draw a circle here. For example, let's say I have a value of 10, okay, and then I will dimension my circle with respect to this edge here. Let's say a value of 10 also, and then another dimension to this edge, also a value of 10 here. Okay, so I have now a fully constrained drawing. I click on Finish Sketch. I have that. I click on the Extrude tool, for example. Here, I select this. I go with the Cut option. I go with All, and then I click on OK. So I have here a hole. Okay. Now, how do we use the rectangular pattern tool? When I click on the rectangular pattern tool here, this is what you will see. Now, under features, you can have a pattern of the individual features as well as for the solids. I will click this one and then select this hole here. Now you will see direction 1. I click here. I select this edge. Now the direction is going on that. If I click here, I flip the direction. So I flip. Now this one will be on both direction. So I will create a pattern on that direction there. And then let's say we have a value of 5, for example. And then the distance, let's say, is 20. Try to take a look. So if I click on OK, then I have that. Very simple. Okay, very simple. So if I click here so that we can take some measurement, for example, I will project this geometry. I take this distance, for example, from the center to the center here. So I have a value of 20. If I accept this distance here to here, they're all equal. They're all 20. So let me delete this, okay? And let me delete my sketch here. I don't need this. Let me delete my sketch. So I go back. I double click here, rectangular pattern, double click. Now we pattern that one on this direction, on this edge. But I still have a direction 2 here. When I click on this arrow and then select this edge, for example, the direction of the pattern will be towards that. I flip, so the direction of the pattern is towards this point here. I have a number 2 here, for example. I will make this one, say, 3, and then a distance of 15, for example. So when I click on OK, from a single hole, I create a pattern equivalent to 12 holes all in all. Very fast. But using the technique, if you notice, a while ago, we measure the distance from the center to that center. If you would like to take a look, I will create a sketch here, and then I will project the geometry here. I will measure the distance from that point to that point. That's 20. I will accept. And from the center here to the other center, that's 15, because a while ago we defined a value 15. Yeah. Let's undo. So that is the result of your rectangular pattern. But the other question is, can we create a rectangular pattern wherein the distances are not equal? Okay, the distances are not equal. When I say the distances are not equal, the distance from the center here and the distance from the center to here are not equal. Can we create a rectangular pattern out of it? The answer is yes. How? Let's open a new drawing. Still standard. I click on create. I go on the exit plane here. I will draw, let's say, I will draw a square. Starting from that point, I will go, let's say 150. 150 by 150. Okay? I'm sorry. 150. 150. So I have a square. No, it's not a square. What is the dimension? This is 150. The other one is, we change this one, make this one 150 so that we have the square. So I have now a square, and then I click on finish sketch here. I have the sketch. I will extrude my sketch, let's say on opposite direction there. So I have this. Okay. Now let me start another sketch on this face. And then I project the geometry here. Now let me draw a line somewhere here up to the opposite. Okay. And then let me change my line into a construction line. There you go. Now let me draw a circle here. Let's say make this one 10. I will dimension my circle from that edge to that edge here. Let's say make this one 10 again. And from that edge to that edge, also a value of 10. There you go. So my drawing now is fully constrained. Okay? Now let me draw a line starting from this point, going down here, and lines here. Can do another line here, something like that. and another line here, something like that. Okay. I will take a distance from the center to this point here. Let's make this one 34. There you go. From the center to the other point there, let's make this one 39. And from the center here to that center, let's make this one 50. Now you see the distances of the points are not the same. I would like to create a hole here, another hole here, and another hole here. I will create a hole, or I will use the rectangular pattern tool from this hole, have this one there, and there, and the distances are different. I will use now the equal tool of this and this. Okay? Equal this and that. Equal this and that. Equal this and that. But if you notice something is wrong now. Now this one does not fall here. So let us undo. Let's undo. Let's delete this. Delete. Delete this one also. So let's draw again a line from this point here. Something like that. To that point. Okay. And let me dimension from that point to that point there. A value of 45. They're not the same. Okay. Now let's try. Let's use the equal constraint of this line and that line. Equal constraint on this line and that line. Equal constraint of this line and that line there. Another constraint, equal constraint of this line and that line. And lastly, equal constraint of this line and that line there. Okay? And let's dimension an angle there, for example. And we take that. So if you notice, I have now a fully constrained drawing. Now I click on my finish sketch. I have this one. Next step is I will use the extrude tool. I select the circle here with the cut option, and the distance is all I have done. Now if you notice, the 2D drawing disappears. I will click here. I go back. I project the geometry. This is now my sketch 3. Now sketch 2 here, if I click the right mouse button, I can share this sketch by checking Share Sketch. When I click on the Finish Sketch, this is now my sketch 3. Sketch 3 uses sketch 2. So here it comes. I click on the rectangular pattern tool. I select this. I click on the direction here. I select this. I change from spacing to curve length. Value 1, 2, 3, 4. I type a value of 4 here. I click on OK. If you notice there, I created a rectangular pattern wherein the distances are different. That is how you do it. I double click on the rectangular pattern tool again here. I will click on direction tool. For example, I select this, opposite, like that. I'll make this one, let's say, 4. Distance is 20. This is the result. When you click on OK, automatically I have that. I double click again on the pattern tool. Now what I use is spacing. I will select a distance. And I will select a value of 90 or 80. When I do that, where is that 80? I double click here. That 80 there is the distance from the center to the center of the last pattern hole. And of course, these distances here, they are equal. They're equal, you see? So that will be 26.667 times 3 is equal to 80. So that is the power of the rectangular tool, no? Creating a rectangular pattern wherein the distances are not the same. Do you follow? Next, we open a new sketch. I click on create. I click here. Let us draw a circle. Let's say the circle is 70. I click on finish sketch. I extrude, opposite extrude. Now the extrude value is 10. I click on OK. I go isometric. I go fixed distance. I click here to start a sketch. I click a circle. I draw a circle here. Let's say make my circle 50. Now I will change my circle into a construction line. And then I will draw another circle here. Let's say with a diameter of 8. Okay. We can dimension it something like that. Or what dimension do we need? Okay, so I have that. I click on extrude. I click a cut option. I click all. So I have that. Now where's the power of the circular pattern tool? I click here. I select this feature. Okay. I click. I select the origin. I find the y-axis. This is the axis of rotation. So this feature is rotating on this axis on the counterclockwise direction. If I click, I change it on a clockwise direction. If I click here, it will be on both sides. So when I click on OK, this is the result. I edit the circular pattern tool. I change this one to 12. Result is that edit pattern tool, I select an angle. I go 180 degrees. I change this one to 6. Kind of flip the way. I select that. Then what I have is this. So it's very simple to use both the rectangular pattern tool and the circular pattern tool. So discussion on this topic ends at this point. If you like my video tutorial, please click on like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.